What's up guys, Tyler here. In this video, we're gonna be talking about the 5 most creative ways to get your offer accepted. We are in a crazy market right now where we are seeing buyers doing everything to try to get their offer accepted between 5, 10, 20 different offers at a time. So in this video, we're gonna be talking and breaking down the 5 most creative ways that I've used, that I've seen be used, and quite frankly, aren't being talked about anywhere else. So let's get into the video. All right, so I've seen just about everything. I've been doing this for about 11 years now, and this is the most craziest market I have ever been in, where buyers are literally doing everything. And in some cases, no matter what you do, you're not able to get your offer accepted. And that is where this strategy comes in. So strategy number 1, if you can't get your offer accepted, try to ask one of your parents to buy the house. See if they have enough cash to be able to buy the house for you. If they can buy the house cash, then you can actually go and buy the house from them after they win the offer. Cash is going to be the first choice that a seller looks at or is going to consider, and even if it's a lower offer, they're going to go back to that cash offer and say, hey, cash offer, can you bring your offer up a little bit? Because if you do, we'll accept your offer above the conventional FHA, VA loans, because your offer is the least risk option for me as a seller. So if you can't do anything else, ask your parents to see if they have the capability of buying the house cash, and then just go and buy it from them. It's fairly simple. There is really no extra paperwork. It's not going to cost you a ton of money, but when a buyer buys cash, the cost and fees are significantly lower. You're only really covering your title costs. So this is by far the number 1 most creative strategy you can do. Now, if you can't do that, stay tuned for 2 through 5, because all of these combined is going to make a superb offer that should get your offer accepted in this crazy market. Strategy number 2, make sure you hit that like button. Because when you do, for whatever reason, sellers absolutely love this. They take your offer more seriously, and I'm going to greatly appreciate it. So do me a solid, hit that like button. Videos like mine and channels at my size routinely get overlooked by the YouTube algorithm, and your quick tap will help me out, get this video out to more people that want to get their offers accepted. Okay, so with that out of the way, here is strategy number 2. Make sure you remove every single contingency in your offer. You have the inspection contingencies, you have loan contingencies, which you may not be able to get rid of that one because you would be going cash if you could. But the most and biggest one that you can is removing an appraisal contingency. This is security to the seller that no matter what price you give them, you're going to pay that price. That means if the price that they're asking for is $400,000 and you offer $420,000 and you say, well, we will waive the appraisal contingency, that means if it only appraises for $415,000, you're gonna cover that difference. Now, I've seen people do this and it appraises for the amount. It is appraising about 75 to 80% of the time currently in my market. It may not be the same in your market, so you're going to want to make sure you check with a realtor and a lender and ask them, out of all of the properties that they're coming into their hands, how many of them are actually appraising? Try to get an idea if it's 50-50, if it's 80-20, because once you know from the lender what they're seeing that the appraisers are doing, you can actually be more confident in your offers by saying, hey, we'll cover the appraisal contingency, because the chances and the odds are probably more in your favor. But you will have to cover that difference, because a seller is going to pick an offer that has the least amount of risk for them. And that is what you're trying to do in all of these scenarios, is reduce the risk to a seller. Strategy number 3, make sure you pay a portion of the seller's closing costs. Now, this is a phenomenal way to get more money in the pocket of the seller without increasing the purchase price if you're concerned about an appraisal issue. If there are other offers that also have contingencies, such as an appraisal contingency, you can go to the table and say, hey, we still want the appraisal contingency, but we will offer the seller $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in seller concessions. Strategy number 4. Now, this one isn't used as often, but guys, sellers think about more than just money. Everything that we've been talking about so far has been about more money and reducing the risk to a seller. But what if you could make it more convenient for them? That is where strategy number 4 comes in. You want to make your offer as convenient as possible to a seller. How can you do this? Well, you can offer them whatever day they want to close on. If that doesn't work, you can say, hey, Mr. Seller, we'll do a post-occupancy agreement. We'll buy the house and we'll let you stay in the home until you find your next home. And we won't charge you anything. And here's why you can do that. Because typically, your first payment on your house isn't going to begin until 60 days max after you buy the home. If you were to buy a home today in April, in any day in April, your first payment isn't until June 1st. That gives you plenty of time that you could offer the seller a post-occupancy agreement if they're trying to make a move to another state. If they're trying to find a house, they may accept your offer above another offer because you made it more convenient for them to find their dream home. You don't know the situation for the seller. You don't know the circumstances that they're up against. And I promise you, if you have the solution to their problem, they're going to consider your offer more than another offer. Now, most agents are just going to be like, hey, what's the good closing date for your clients, for your sellers? They're going to just do generic things. You need your realtor to dig in. You need to say, hey, why are they buying? Where are they moving to? What's their time frame? So that you as the buyer and the buyer agent can come up with the perfect, most customized offer that's going to help get your offer accepted. You want your offer to get the attention, because in a market right now, there are so many offers on the table that a listing agent is really weeding out the low offers strictly on price. But if you have so much more to offer, they're going to consider yours, and yours is going to get in front of their face. We want their offer in their face because we have a greater chance of it getting accepted that way. Now, strategy number 5. This is common sense, but combining as many of the first 4 options together as much as you can. If you can do cash, if you can remove the appraisal contingency, if you can remove any inspection contingencies, if you can do a post-occupancy, if you can make it convenient for the seller, if you can merge all of these strategies together, guys, you will have the most creative offer on the table. There are not very many people out there doing these things. Why? 1, they don't know about these things, but 2, there is a level of risk. So how do you mitigate that risk? By doing your due diligence, talking to the lenders, talking to the realtors to find out how many of these offers that are removing these contingencies are actually appraising. When you do your due diligence, when you find out what's important to the seller, you put yourself in a better negotiating position to get your offer accepted. Guys, if you appreciate videos like this, strategies like this, things to help get you across the finish line, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment below on any other questions that you have, guys. I really appreciate it. And guys, until we see you in the next video, have a blessed and wonderful day.